Hi, today we're going to talk about overwatering, right? A lot of people, I know myself, have a problem of overwatering their garden or their plants, the ones that are in pots, right? Containers. So, the best thing for overwatering your plants are first the pot you choose. The pot you choose should have a lot of drainage. Now, there are different variations of pots. If you look right here, this pepper plant in front of you is in a grow bag. A grow bag lets a lot of air into the plant's roots, and if you overwater it, it will dry it up quickly because that pot is made of materials. It's not made of plastic, it's made of materials. Those type of pots you would have to put in a drain tray because as soon as you pour the water in, a lot of it drains out. But the soil does catch some of it and keep it moist, right? But you're less likely to destroy the roots in a grow bag, right? That is one of the best options to grow your plants, especially if you water your plants heavily. Second option for people that water their plants heavily is a clear plastic pot. They sell those clear plastic pots on Amazon. I will put the link in for the grow bag. I'll put the link for the grow bag and the link for the clear pots in the description, right? They sell those clear pots on Amazon. You can see when you water it where the water goes, and if you have too much water, you can see, well, it's not time to water it yet because it still has a lot of water in it. The next thing that you should also keep in mind is the soil. The soil that you put in your pot is very important. That soil, if you put in just regular soil, it can cake up and keep water against the roots, and the roots won't have a chance to breathe, and it's hard for the plant to push up, and it's hard for the plants to stretch through the caked up dirt. I like to use potting soil because it is a container garden. So I use 60% potting soil and 40% peat moss. Now what the peat moss does is lighten up the soil. Lighten it and loosens the soil so that when you go ahead and plant your plants, I don't know if you see this big tomato plant right there, it gives it room to push out the roots and push up through the dirt because the dirt is very loose. It doesn't have to fight the dirt to push. And then the water drains right through. So the plant gets the water and then it drains right through, right? And like I said, if you use a grow bag like this one, the water will dry out quickly, so heavy watering doesn't matter. Another thing you can do if you're a heavy waterer, another thing you can do is stick your finger in the soil. Stick your finger in the soil about 1 inch down. You stick your finger 1 inch down in the soil, and if the soil is wet 1 inch down, you know the plant is fine. It has water. So you can stick your finger about 1/2 inch down into the soil, 1/2 inch, and if the soil is moist, you know that plant does not need water right now. You can water it later, right? That's another thing you can do for my people that pour a lot of water on their plants. They can stick their finger in it, and if it's moist down, when they put it 1/2 inch down, then you know it's not time to water that plant. You can give it a day or so before you go ahead and put the water in so that the roots don't die. Also, when you buy plants from the store, remember, they're not going to put good soil in the plant. They're just going to put any soil in there. It'll be caked up around the plant. The plant will be stifled in the pot. Your best bet is to, when you buy a plant, always transplant it. It'll thrive a lot better once you transplant that plant and allow it to thrive. it will do better if you put in, like I said, you don't have to follow what I do, but I find it better for me because I used to kill a lot of plants, right? But I find it better to put in 60% potting soil and 40% peat moss. That helps the soil. That helps the plants thrive. It loosens the soil. It doesn't cake it up around the roots. The roots can spread out better and grow better. It's just better for the plant, right? For those of you, like I said, that overwater their plants, you can also get something from Amazon called drip irrigation. It's a watering system that's a drip irrigation, but they use bottles, water bottles, regular water bottles. It fits different sizes of bottles, right? So the nozzle will fit a variety of bottles, and then it has a little thing on a little turn switch where you can turn it and it'll drip the water into your plants. So that way you don't have to even bother your plant until that bottle is empty again. When the bottle is empty again, then you can go ahead and refill the bottle and have the water just drip. I took out my bottles because once it gets cold, the soil stays moist longer. And you don't want to have it dripping in the soil and the soil is staying moist and the plant is not really drinking that much because they're not really that hot. And then your plant starts to overflow with water and the root starts to drown, right? So be mindful of that. If it's very cold outside, the drip irrigation, I wouldn't use it. I would just hand water until it gets hot. When it's hot and it's summer, the drip irrigation will come in handy, especially for those plants that like a lot of water, right? So those are my tips on people like me that overwater plants. Those are some tips that will help you keep your plants alive longer. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button for me, and drop a comment in the comment section. I appreciate it very much, guys. See you in my next video.